What if karma isn't punishment, but your greatest teacher? And if so, how do you learn to understand its lessons? Part 1. The word karma is a part of our modern vocabulary, but it often carries a heavy, fearful connotation. We think of it as a cosmic system of justice, a divine scorekeeper tallying our rights and wrongs. We worry that some forgotten mistake from our past is lurking in the shadows, waiting to bring us misfortune. And when difficulty strikes, a sudden illness, a financial hardship, a painful betrayal, we might find ourselves asking that agonizing question: what did I do to deserve this? This view of karma can leave us feeling like helpless victims, passively awaiting the judgment of a mysterious, unseen force. But what if this entire understanding is based on a profound misconception? What if the Buddha's original teaching on karma was not about punishment at all, but about empowerment? What if it's not a system of cosmic justice, but a natural, impersonal law of cause and effect, like gravity? In this series, we will dismantle the fearful myth of karma as punishment and replace it with a liberating, practical, and compassionate perspective, seeing karma as your own personal, perfectly tailored curriculum for wisdom and growth. To begin, we must be very clear about what karma, or kama in the original Pali language, actually is. The word literally means action or deed. The law of karma is simply the law of cause and effect. It is not a sentient judge, and it has no intention to punish or reward. It is a neutral, natural law that governs the universe. The most crucial element in this law is intention, or cetana. The Buddha made this incredibly clear when he said, "It is intention, I tell you, that is karma." The energy and quality of an action are determined by the intention behind it. It is our conscious, volitional choice that plants a seed. An action performed with an intention of generosity and kindness plants a very different seed than the same action performed with an intention of selfishness and greed. A powerful metaphor for this is the law of gravity. Gravity is not punishing a glass when you drop it. The shattering of the glass is simply the natural, impersonal result of the action of letting it go in a gravitational field. There is no judgment involved. Similarly, the suffering that results from an action rooted in anger is not a punishment. It is the natural, energetic shattering that occurs from the action of releasing that negative energy into the world. From this, we can deduce why the punishment model of karma is so disempowering and why the Buddha's model is so liberating. The punishment model casts you as a defendant in a cosmic courtroom, forever anxious about a past verdict you can't appeal. It fosters fear, guilt, and a sense of helpless fatalism. The Buddha's model of cause and effect, on the other hand, casts you as a creator. If your present circumstances are the result or the fruit of your past actions and intentions, then it logically follows that your future circumstances are being created by your actions and intentions right now. You're not a prisoner of your past. You are the architect of your future. The power is not in the hands of a cosmic judge, but in the palm of your own hand, in the quality of the choices you make in this very moment. This is the ultimate empowerment. So, how do we begin to live from this empowered perspective? We start by changing the questions we ask ourselves when faced with difficulty. This leads to our first practice, shifting your inquiry from "why me?" to "what's here?" When a challenge arises in your life, notice the mind's habitual, victim-oriented question. Why is this happening to me? Or, what did I do to deserve this? This is the voice of the punishment mindset. The practice is to consciously and gently replace that question with a new, empowered one. The new question is, given that this is my present reality, what is the most skillful, wise, and compassionate way I can respond right now? This simple shift is revolutionary. It moves you from the passive position of a defendant receiving a sentence to the active position of a student in a classroom, ready to engage with the lesson at hand. You take 100% responsibility not for the situation itself, but for your response to it. And in that response, you begin to shape a new future. In summary, we have begun to dismantle the fearful myth of karma as a cosmic judge. We have replaced it with the Buddha's original empowering teaching of karma as a natural law of cause and effect, driven by the power of our own intentions. We are not victims of our karma. We are the creators of it. But this raises a deeper question. If life's difficulties are not punishments, then what are they? How do we learn to see them as lessons when all we feel is the pain? How do we learn to read the curriculum that our own past actions have written for us? This is the art of seeing your life as a teacher, and that is the journey we will take in part 2. What has been your own relationship with the idea of karma? Fearful, skeptical, empowering? Share your experience in the comments below. If this reframing is helpful, please like this video and subscribe to Buddhism Wisdom, Spirituality. Part 2. In our last part, we made a crucial shift in our understanding of karma, moving from a fearful model of punishment to an empowering model of cause and effect. We established that we are not the victims of our karma, but the creators of it. This is a profound intellectual understanding. But how do we bridge the gap between this idea and the raw, painful reality of our struggles? How do we actually learn to see a lesson when we are in the midst of suffering? To do this, we must learn the art of seeing our lives, and especially the people and situations that challenge us, as a mirror. To understand how to learn from our karma, we need to introduce a new term, vipaka. This is a Pali word that means the fruit, the result, or the ripening of a past karma. The pleasant and unpleasant circumstances of our present life are the vipaka, the fruits ripening from the seeds of intention we planted in the past. But here is the crucial insight. The difficult situation, the vipaka, is not the lesson itself. The difficult situation is the classroom. The lesson is revealed in how we choose to act inside that classroom. The most powerful metaphor for this is to see your life's challenges as a perfectly clear mirror. The difficult person who consistently triggers your anger is not your enemy. They are a mirror, showing you the unresolved anger that is already within you. The recurring situation where you feel unheard or powerless is not a punishment. It is a mirror, showing you exactly where you need to cultivate your own inner strength and wise voice. The purpose of the mirror is not to make you feel bad about what you see. The purpose of the mirror is simply to show you what is there, so you can work with it. With this life as a mirror metaphor, we can now see a clear step-by-step process for learning the lessons of our karma. First, a difficult experience, a karmic fruit or vipaka, ripens and appears in our life. Second, our habitual tendency is to blame the mirror. We say, "You are making me angry," or "This situation is making me anxious." We focus all our energy on trying to fix or flee from the external reflection. The practice of learning from karma is to do the opposite. You turn your attention away from the mirror and look inward. You ask, "What is this situation showing me about my own mind? What habitual pattern within me is being activated right now?" Third, you notice your habitual reaction. Perhaps it's a surge of anger, a collapse into victimhood, a spiral of anxiety. This habitual reaction is your old karma continuing to play out. It's the old seed trying to plant itself again. And fourth, this moment of noticing is the classroom. This is where the lesson is. In this moment, you have a choice. You can follow the habitual reaction, watering the same old negative seed and ensuring a similar harvest in the future. Or you can try to plant a new seed. You can try to respond to the situation with a new, more skillful quality, a moment of patience, a breath of compassion, a spark of wisdom. The suffering created by the ripening of the old karma is the exact curriculum. You need to learn which new, skillful seeds you need to plant. A crucial clarification is needed here. Someone might ask, "So are you saying it's my fault that this person is mistreating me?" Absolutely not. The teaching on karma is never about blame. The other person is 100% responsible for their unskillful actions. The lesson of karma is about empowering you to take 100% responsibility for the state of your own heart. The situation is a classroom that has appeared, and its purpose is to reveal your patterns of reactivity. You cannot control the mirror, but you can always work with the face looking into it. So, how do you start to practice this in your own life? You become a student of your challenges. You start to see them not as obstacles, but as your curriculum. This leads to our second practice, the "What is this teaching me?" journal. For 1 week, keep a simple journal. At the end of each day, bring to mind the single most difficult or challenging moment you faced. Don't just write down what happened. Instead, answer one profound question. What was this situation inviting me to practice? Was that frustrating traffic jam inviting you to practice patience? Was that harsh criticism inviting you to practice self-compassion? Was that moment of feeling overwhelmed inviting you to practice setting boundaries? By asking this question, you're training yourself to see your life not as a series of random problems to be endured, but as a series of meaningful lessons designed for your own awakening. As we've seen, the challenges of our lives are not punishments from an angry God or a vengeful universe. They are the ripening of our own past actions, and they serve a profound purpose. They are the perfect mirror, showing us exactly where our work lies. They are the perfect teacher, providing us with a curriculum tailor-made for our own growth. By learning to read the lessons in the mirror of our lives, we move from a place of passive suffering to one of active learning. But this is a reflective practice. What about a proactive one? How do we move from just learning from our past karma to actively creating a better future? How do we consciously plant a new, more beautiful garden for ourselves? That is the final and most empowering stage of our journey. What is one recurring challenge in your life that you could start to see as a teacher? Share your reflection in the comments. If this perspective shifts your view of suffering, please like this video and subscribe to Buddhism Wisdom, Spirituality. Part 3. Welcome back. In our journey to understand karma as a teacher, we have made a profound shift. In Part 1, we reframed karma from a system of punishment to an impersonal law of cause and effect. In Part 2, we learned how to read the lessons from our past karma by seeing our life's challenges as a mirror. We have moved from being a victim to being a student. Now, we take the final, most empowering step. We move from being a student to being a master gardener. How do we actively purify the soil of our past conditioning and intentionally plant the seeds for a happier, more liberated future? To understand how to change our karma, we must first appreciate the supreme power of the present moment. The past is gone, its seeds have been planted, and we are now experiencing their fruit. The future is not yet here. It is an unplanted field. The present moment is the only place where we have agency. It is the only soil in which we can plant new seeds. The Buddhist path to changing your karma is a two-pronged approach. First, purifying the negative potential of the seeds from the past. And second, cultivating new, positive seeds for the future. How do we purify old, negative karma? This is a subtle and beautiful teaching. We don't do it by ignoring our suffering or pretending it's not there. The Buddha taught that the impact of past unskillful actions is weakened when the fruit of that karma is met with a powerful, positive state of mind in the present. The two most powerful purifiers are wisdom, prajna, and compassion, karuna. When a painful karmic result appears in your life, if you can meet it with the wisdom to not react with your old habitual anger or fear, and instead meet it with a heart of compassion for yourself and for all others who are suffering in the same way, you are cutting the root of that old karmic seed. You stop watering the weeds. And how do we cultivate a better future? This is about being proactive. It is about consciously and deliberately planting the seeds you want to see grow in your life. This is done through the intentional practice of wholesome actions, especially the practices of generosity dana, living by the principles of ethical conduct, sila, and engaging in mental development, bhavana, which includes meditation and mindfulness. Every single act of kindness, every moment of patience, every dollar given with an open heart is a new, beautiful seed planted in the garden of your future. This two-part strategy gives us a complete and powerful methodology for transforming our lives. We are no longer just passively learning from the difficult fruits of our past. We are actively engaging with them to purify their power. And we are simultaneously planting a completely different crop for our future. We are taking the full measure of our creative power into our own hands. This approach requires courage, patience, and diligence. Changing deep-seated karmic patterns is not an overnight process. But the teaching is that no unskillful karma is a permanent life sentence. Through the power of skillful action in the present moment, all patterns can be changed, and all suffering can be brought to an end. To make this real, let's explore two final practices, one for purification and one for cultivation. The purification practice is called turning poison into medicine. The next time you experience a strong negative emotion, fear, anger, grief, as a result of a difficult situation, see it as an opportunity. This is the poison, the ripening of an old karma. The first step is to acknowledge the pain and allow it to be there. The second step is to intentionally generate a feeling of compassion for yourself for having to experience this suffering. The third and most powerful step is to extend that compassion outwards, reflecting, just as I am feeling this, countless other beings in the world are feeling this same pain right now. May I be free from this suffering. May all beings be free from this suffering. In this moment, you have taken the personal, painful poison and transformed it into the universal, healing medicine of compassion. The cultivation practice is the one skillful seed practice. Choose one positive quality you wish to cultivate this week. It could be patience, kindness, generosity, or courage. Each day, your only task is to find one small, concrete opportunity to intentionally act from that quality. Just one. If your quality is patience, let a car merge in front of you in traffic without frustration. If it's generosity, make a small donation or offer a genuine compliment. If it's kindness, listen to someone without interrupting. You are consciously and deliberately planting a new, beautiful seed in the garden of your life. And so we conclude our journey of reframing karma. We have moved from seeing it as a fearsome judge to a wise, impersonal teacher. We have learned to read its lessons in the mirror of our own lives, transforming our challenges from punishments into a curriculum. And finally, we have learned that we have the power, in every single moment, to purify the past and cultivate a new, more beautiful future. You are not a prisoner of your karma. You are its heir, but you are also its creator. The difficulties in your life are not a sentence to be endured, but an invitation to awaken. By choosing to meet every moment with as much wisdom and compassion as you can muster, you are not just learning from your past, you are planting the seeds for a liberated and joyful future for yourself and for all beings. What is one lesson you feel your life is trying to teach you right now? Share your reflection in the comments below. If this journey has empowered you, please press the like button and subscribe to Buddhism Wisdom, Spirituality. Thank you for your practice. May you be the wise gardener of your own beautiful life.